Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Wednesday. Wednesday, October 5th. My hair is doing a weird thing today. I hope I can leave it alone. It's kind of, whatever, kind of flopping. Um, it's a pretty warm day here in Kansas City. The sun isn't out, but it's kind of warm and humidity like it's going to maybe storm. Um, did any of you see my comment on the Facebook about I always put an announcement what time I'll be on, and I think I asked you, what's your guess? Am I doing a fancy fold, a four square, which you may not know what that is because I recently learned what a four square card is, um, or a shaker card? So put in the comments what you think we're going to make today. Just have a few minutes. I'd love to chat with you, but we have a few minutes before we get going on the project. I'm going to turn the camera around. And don't forget the October host code. When you use this host code when placing an order with me, you will receive a free gift. I am sending out gifts for, I'm so behind, August and September this week. So if you've placed an order with me in August or September, your little gift will be going out in the mail. Then also, I wanted to tell you about the starter kit for the month of October. You can order $155 worth of product. Here, I always forget to put my little face down here. Hello, everybody. $155 worth of product, your choice, whatever you'd like, for $99. You'll pay tax, but no shipping. You'll get free shipping. So this is a really good deal. It's almost like getting a bundle on top of what it normally is, a starter kit normally is. You don't have to sell Stampin' Up! Or do what I do to join Stampin' Up! Most of our demonstrators are what we call hobby demonstrators, and they just join for the discount. But if you'd like to talk to me about that, just put a message in the comments or reach out to me in a private message or an email, and I will get back to you. Free shipping is over. I hope if you had a list of items you were waiting to purchase that you took advantage of that. I did. In fact, I placed 2 orders yesterday. Is that ridiculous? So I'm excited for those to get here. Also, the new kit that's in the kit collection is the birthday card organizer kit. It's a planner with pockets for your cards. It includes everything you need to make 12 cards with envelopes, and then you can organize that. That's kind of a nice, handy thing to have. I said Monday, I'm always late getting cards out. Also, my big thing right now, my seasonal thing, and it's my free gift to you, is the 12 weeks. This is wrong. The one you received in your email today, if you are on my email list, said 12 weeks, has started. So every week through the season, I'll be sending you a full color instruction sheet. Yesterday's had a template to go along with it. Where is that we made? We made this little, excuse me. We made this little snowman hat. Oh, sorry about that. Treat holder to put at a place setting or to give as a little gift to someone. And all of that, you can sign up at leslie.stampinup.net, or I'll put a link in the comments below when I get off here just to sign up so you make sure you don't miss 1 week of the 12 weeks of Christmas. You can also go to my blog and find everything from yesterday's 12 weeks of Christmas project is over there. Okay, we're going to make a shaker card. So if you guessed shaker card, that is what we're making today. And I use some non-traditional Christmas colors. I use some polished pink along with, what is this green? Shaded spruce. So the shaded spruce is pretty, pretty traditional Christmas color. The little curly Q things on the designer series paper is granny apple green, and then I use a polished pink. So I am using the Spruced Up bundle. It's perfect for shaker cards because these little ornaments and trees cut a solid shape, which I think I threw the solid shapes away, but it also creates a frame. So that's really nice. I wanted something to frame out the shaker portion of the card. So that's why I chose this card, or this stamp set. Here's another card that I created using the stamp set. Here, this white outline on the tree is the outline, and then here's the center stamp. So it's a really fun, whimsical set. I really am going to enjoy this. In fact, this may be my set that I make my Christmas cards out. Hi, Stacy. She likes the pink and green. Isn't that unusual for Christmas? I think it's fun. It reminds me of the little Wahoo Dories on How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Okay, so let's get started. It's not very hard to make this card, but there are some steps involved. So let's get to going. My card base is a 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I use thick basic white cardstock for my card bases when I'm using white, just because it's heavier, and especially since we're going to add all of this extra on top, the back won't be as flimsy because we'll have a top heavy card, if you know what I mean. Now, to make the shaker part, we're going to take a piece of 4 inches by 5 1/4 of just plain old basic white. You could use the thick whisper white if you wanted. It's going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller than our card front. And then I've also cut a piece of the designer series paper that is also 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to cover our white. I just think with the shaker portion and everything, we needed a little bit more stability than just with our designer series paper. That may not be correct, but I just wanted a little extra. I got the paper from the Celebrate Everything designer series paper, and I got to be careful because my little pearls on here haven't dried. Ask me how I know. I had to redo a couple of them. Anyway, this is the Celebrate Everything paper. I am using this to death. I love it. This can be had with an order of $150 or more. It's 48 sheets of all the holidays you're going to face in the year. I love this print. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to adhere this, and I'm going to use liquid glue because we're going to cut the shapes out of it. And if I use the tear and tape or the stamp and seal, I'm not sure where that's all going to fall. And I want to make sure this is really adhered well. And when you use the liquid glue, you can kind of smoosh it around and make sure it's all squared up. Sometimes when you cut, do you notice that one piece that's cut 4 by 5 1/4 is not the exact size as the next piece? Or is that just me? Okay, we're going to take the little ornament dies here. I'll pull up my sample so you can see that. Hi, Stephanie. Are you in Florida? Here's my 2 dies that I'm going to use for my shaker card. They are the little ornaments. And I'm going to cut this out I'm going to use some washi tape here. I might need to get a new thing. This washi tape is really old, and I think it's past its time. Where at in Florida are you? Hopefully you're in a safe place. I know there's a lot of restoration going on. Okay, I'm going to run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we're going to get something that looks like this. Now you're going to have these little pieces, which you can set aside. I keep a little baggie full of these kinds of things, or you can just kind of set them in your stamp case, and the next time you go to use it, maybe design a card using the extra pieces. And here are the outlines that we are not going to use these, but we can save those for another project. Now, while I'm cutting, I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of the polished pink, and we're going to cut 2 more out. These are going to be our frames on the card front. Fort Lauderdale, how is it there, Stephanie? Our best Florida vacation, we stayed at a resort at Lauderdale by the sea, and we tried to go back this year, and they were fully booked. So I should get on there right now and try and book me a trip, because I know in February or March I'm going to be wanting to get away to some warm climates. But we flew into Fort Lauderdale, and I think we went into Fort Lauderdale for a day. Okay, here's our little frames. And I'm going to set them aside, because what I did is I stamped on the base of my card. And I'm not really liking all this white up here. So for this card that I'm going to make in front of you guys, I cut another little ornament out of some of that Coordinating Designer Series paper in the polished pink. So I'm not going to stamp under this one, but I do want to stamp under this one, and I'm going to show you how I did that. It just takes a little patience. It's nice right now. Good. Okay, so I'm going to take this image out. And I am going to place my card in this corner, because I know it won't move now. I've got it kind of shoved up in the corner. And what I want to do, I'm going to take this and put my stamp where I want it. See how I'm just holding it there? This is the part we're going to make the window out for our shaker card. And I could take my little magnet there and pick that up. Okay, then I'm going to take some of the polished pink ink. This is our Stampin' Up! Stamparatus, the best invention known to man. It is a stamp placement tool. You can do many things. I use it a lot. There we go. I think that looks good. Okay. And before I close that, I'm going to grab my chamois here, and these chamois, by the way, mine looks terrible, but it works well, are great to use with your stamp placement tools. I'm not sure if we're doing any more die cutting. I don't think we are. Yes, we are. Goodness, my ink. There we go. Of course, I got it on my fingers. Stacy likes that better too. I do too. It was just too much white back there. I mean, it looks okay, but this one's going to look better. And what happened? Did I throw it somewhere? Oh, here it is. Okay, so before we put this on here, we're going to want to put our window, and I had another tip for that. Stampin' Up! Sells window sheet, but when you get your stamp sets, they come with, I'm going to put these back. I need to order some more magnets for my dies. They come with this big, thicker piece of window sheet, I call it, and then this little kind of cellophane-y type thing. And I don't really need both of them in here. I don't know why they do that. Maybe when you get your stamp set, they're not adhered to the front. They're kind of sandwiched in between these two. So once I move my stamps to the front, I just put this cellophane-y one over here, and then I save this for window sheet for something else, right? Just a little frugal tip for you. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. I could probably cut it not quite that size and save some, but I'll go ahead and do it so I don't make any mistakes. And I'll save these because I'll use these for another project. All right, you might want to polish them up. Let's see, I have a little Kleenex here. There might be fingerprints on them. But once you get all your stuff going, you're not going to notice it. Okay. Now I'm going to just glue this onto my, actually I am going to cut this a little smaller. Let me make sure. It's just a little too, I don't want it peeking out from behind. Just a tiny bit smaller. Just a smudge. There we go. And I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue as well on this. I don't want the glue squishing out from underneath. So I don't want it to be too heavy. And I probably put too much glue in there. No, I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to turn that over so I don't get my fingerprints all over it. So now we have a window. Ta-da! And we're going to do that. We're going to just put this on here in a minute. But I want to make sure I've got this one. You know what? I should have put this one on before I put the window on, but we can finagle it. I'm going to go ahead and put a little Stampin' Seal behind here. And then when I'm ready to lay it down. Yeah, I should have put this down where I needed it to go before I put the window sheet on, but so you guys will know better. We're experimenting, right? We could just put a square of that and not have to worry about it. I'm just going to do it this way. But we could have just cut a square out of that designer series paper instead of doing that. Okay, now we're going to put all of this together, and here's the magic. We need these foam adhesive strips. They are a little taller than Stampin' Dimensionals, but they're magical when you're trying to make a shaker card, that's what we're trying to do. I don't know how long they are. I should measure them. They are over 9 inches long, and I'm just going to, I don't want my shaker to go up into here because I'm going to put this little topper on. So I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm just going to curl it around that ornament. See how nice that works, and you don't have to, you just work it around. We're making a little pond for our sequins. And I've got this little piece here. I'm going to stick it here so that when we put this on the card base, this corner won't flop out. Now I just need another one for here. I'll use the rest of this strip. And one more. See how fast it goes with these strips? If we were using dimensionals or anything like that, it would take a lot longer. So I love using these strips when I'm doing a shaker card. The most important thing is you want to make sure you can't see it on the front. Now we can see this, but remember we're going to put the gold trim on there so it won't show. Now I'm going to add some more for the edges. I got a little crazy. I want to make sure these are really flat. Because sometimes, like you can see this one, the sequins have a tendency to stick if these are rolled a little bit. And that really irritates me. So I want to make sure that they are standing up straight and they're not curling over. It's not noticeable. There's still plenty of sequins in there to take care of it, but I want them all to be free. Okay, maybe one right here. There we go. So now the next, oh, I smushed another one. See, I'm not waiting for those to get dry. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. Okay, for the sequins, we have lots of sequins in our annual catalog, but I just pulled these out. I thought they were really cute and I needed to use them up. These are a retired sequins. They might not even be in the right package, so I'm not going to tell you what they're called. But they had a little bit of green and a little bit of white. I'm going to use them all up. Like I said, I'm going to make sure these little devils are flat. There we go. Now we can, actually, that's not how we're going to do it. I always do this when I'm making shaker cards. I always forget. I'm going to put them here on my card front and it'll be so much easier. So I'm going to tape my card front down so it's pretty sturdy, and then I'm going to add my sequins to the card front. I have to think of this. Oh. I want to use all of these up because I won't have enough to really save for anything. I thought these looked cute with the pink and the, maybe I won't use them all up. The pink and the green. I'm not even sure what green these are. I'm probably going to have overkill. I'm not going to put that many. Because I don't want them to get kind of stuck. There we go. I think that's good. Now I have a tiny bit left to do something with. These would really make cute shaker tags. That idea just came to my brain. Maybe after I get done here, I will make a shaker tag with these remaining sequins. I don't even think they're sequins. They're just kind of like miniature gems. Like I said, they're retired, so let's not worry about it. I just wanted to use them up. Okay, I'm taking all the backing paper off our adhesive strips. Make sure I got it all off. I'm going to stand up for this, and you guys don't want to see me, so I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. Why isn't it getting rid of it? There we go. You don't want to see my belly when I stand up. So I am going to, I need to stand right over top. Oh, I love it. I love it so much better with that designer series paper in there. Okay, now we can take our tape off. And there's our little shakers. Isn't that cute? Okay, to make these little gold elements, I will put myself back up here. When I stand up, that would be the perfect height to see my belly, and you guys don't want to see that. I have got a scrap of gold foil sheet or gold foil paper, and I'm going to take those dies again. And I'm just going to run them through like this. I only need that little top part. So I'll just do it like this. I'm going to tape them in place so they don't move. They don't move on me. Oh, we haven't put our frames on yet either. Let's do that first. Here's this one. We could just leave it like that, but I liked it with the gold. Made it a little more formal. There we go. Now, if you have a fine tip glue pen that you love, you could use that. I am not a fan of our fine tip glue pen. I'm not very good with it. That's probably it. It's probably user error. The thing always gets stuck, and I'm sure it's just because of the way I take care of it. But so I'm just going to use a little, the tiniest bit of this multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're going to slip these frames right in here. It just highlights the whole thing. I just love it. That's why these dies work so perfectly for a shaker card. Doesn't that look so much better with the frame than it did like that? Oh. Okay, and if you find you got a little extra, you can use a scrap to just kind of scrape it off, because you don't want that glue to be squeezing out on your window sheet. Kind of stretch those to fit. That's so cute. Okay, now we're going to add the gold part. So we've already done this. We're just using the tops. Oh, I lost one. Hold on. My tape didn't hold. Okay, here's our little gold pieces we're going to use. There we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to put a tiny dab of glue right here and right here. There we go. Now, for these little pieces, I'm going to take my scissors and trim off that bottom part. And I think that one goes there. And just put the tiniest bit of glue around here. And then this one will do the same thing. There we go. So there's our little tops. Now, for our sentiment, I've got a little 3/8 inch piece of the polished pink. And I'm going to take my embossing buddy. This is just a chalk-filled muslin bag that takes away static cling. And some Versamark ink. And then I'm going to use the Mary sentiment. And the Christmas. There we go. Then I'm going to grab some white embossing powder. Turned out pretty good. And I've got a little paintbrush that I use. Stampin' Up! Now, just in the holiday catalog, has a new, you get an embossing buddy, an embossing powder tray, and a pair of reversible tweezers in the kit that I need to invest in. But for now, we'll just use my janky old stuff. Okay. Excuse me while I turn on the heat tool. It's magic, I tell you. It's magic. Okay, I'm going to pull my seat up a little bit. I'm feeling like I'm way far away. I'm going to have to redo this one because I keep mushing it. All right, I'm gonna grab my paper snips and I'm just going to kind of cut these at a little angle. On both ends. And then we can just put them right on the card front. Since it's a shaker card, I really didn't want to pop anything else up because we've already added whatever that is, 1/4 of an inch maybe. What in the heck? My Christmas is a little wonky, but I think it looks cute because it's kind of a whimsical little card. So that's not bothering me. Okay, then we're going to add some ribbon to the top of our ornaments, and I'm just using some baker's twine, some white baker's twine. Get my ribbon scissors. Do you guys have a pair of scissors that's exclusively for your ribbon? I do. Ah! I need to, I have several pair of the Stampin' Up! Paper snips, and I did classes. I haven't done live classes much since the you-know-what in 2020. I've had a few. But I need to send those off to be sharpened or take them somewhere to be sharpened because they get a workout, especially when I was having live classes. So, but you can sharpen them. And I think it would be worth the investment instead of just throwing them away because they're very nice. The Stampin' Up! Paper snips are very nice. Stephanie just grabs whatever she can. I would if my scissors weren't so dull. I end up tearing the ribbon instead of cutting it. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Okay, the final thing, I thought it needed something. I could have grabbed some pearls, but I've been playing with this pearlized enamel effects. And let me grab a scrap and practice. Once it's dry, which is the key word, they look just like pearls. And I kept getting impatient with this one, and you can see that I laid something on top of it probably. But it kind of settles down into itself and makes like the perfect round little thing. Little pearl. Probably why it's called pearlized enamel effects. So that's that. Let's try an experiment because now I'm wondering if I can just scrape it off and start all over. Yeah, I can, but I ripped the paper, so my pearl down here is going to have to be pretty big Probably should have been a little bit more careful with that. And that pearl has been on there for a couple hours, so maybe if I had taken it off. Yeah, that works. You can still kind of see the residue, but I think nobody will notice. Shh, don't tell them. Okay, girls, ladies, that is my project for today. I just love it. I love these non-traditional colors. It's way out of my zone, my comfort zone, but I love it. Thanks for joining me today for Coffee and a Card. Actually, I did have some coffee. I had some lunch, and I was very tired. I think it's the weather. It's kind of dreary out, and I thought, why am I feeling so tired? But so I am having a cup of coffee in the old Yeti because I knew I needed to keep it warm. We will be back Monday for Make It Monday at 2 p.m. Central. Don't forget about the 12 Days of Christmas. If you missed the email this week, it is over on my blog. All the information for the little snowman treat holder. There I am in the corner. That's all over on theplaidpoodle.com. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for, and I love to talk with you all. So thanks for joining me. We will see you Monday. Happy stamping.